All right, we're going to talk Sirius portal and do Angels of Atlantis oracle cards today. Just give me a minute while I'm finding this video, getting it set up and shared out. If you're just finding me, take a second to say hi. Go ahead and connect with the energies. Make sure you leave a comment, especially if you're trying to get cards and things like that. If you're trying to get a card, just go ahead and leave a comment, but also make sure that you share this video out too. We're in some amazing galactic energies. We got quite the mix of energies we're going to be moving through this month anyways, so we'll kind of talk about September really fast. Make sure you guys are sharing this out. We'll get started in a minute. So things are getting galactic fast. All right, make sure you guys have hit the share button. We'll get started. All right, I'll let you guys share this out so I can get started. Let's see. All right, so make sure you guys have left a comment and shared this out. So I've been posting about September's Sirius Gateway, September's Venus Sirius Gateway that we're in. It is officially kicked off today, the 4th through the 9th. Now this is powerful because it's going to be happening alongside number 1, the 99 portal. But September brings some huge energies to us because it's equinox month, right? But we also have 2 eclipses, right? And the equinox. So when we're already feeling the energies of the equinox, we're also in some heightened energy. So I'm going to try my best to kind of break this down for you really fast before we get started doing some cards. So a lot of these energies are actually right now, like with this alignment, with this Venus Sirius alignment, a lot of energies are coming at us through our great central sun. This is like as close to source as we can get. The energies are too powerful. We can't even just receive them like on Earth right from there. They have to be kind of buffered, okay? So this is like the infinite source of creation. It's the divine. It holds a lot of our templates and blueprints and things like that too. So these energies are streamed from our great central sun to Sirius. Sirius is our spiritual sun. It's our sun behind our actual sun. And it turns these energies into the Ascension upgrades that we need, DNA activations, and, you know, it also makes it so we can receive the energies. It's really a bridge because we can't even receive the energies directly because they're that powerful. So a lot of these energies are actually streamed to Sirius, through Sirius, to our sun. And then a lot of these energies are galactic, and I've always known that a lot of these galactic energies are streaming through our sun, thus kicking off a lot of what we see here on planet Earth of like solar flares, geomagnetic energies, plasma energies coming at us from our sun because like so much more kind of is happening. So sun, spiritual sun, Sirius, great central sun. Okay, we have this sun system that we probably didn't learn a lot in school, right? Things like that are how things really work. So we're receiving these energies and they come to Earth. Our job here on Earth as light workers, if we're living on this planet, is to absorb and anchor these energies into the planetary grid. They're doing things to our energy field. We're receiving them and they're helping us to raise up our vibrational frequency and to clear things and to heal things. And trust me, they're affecting us whether people are noticing or not, right? And there's a lot happening. Welcome to the Great Awakening with these energies. Now with today's, with this gateway that we're in, this porthole we're in, Venus is also in the mix. We know Venus is the planet of love. I think this is powerful too, coming at us. So because Venus is planet of love and relationships, it acts as a heart filter. It really takes these energies as well too and puts them on a heart chakra frequency. We're receiving a lot of galactic energies. We've covered that, and a lot of heart chakra frequencies. So we're kind of going through a lot, and a lot of heart chakra activation, upgrade, healing, and even relationship template upgrades too. This means a lot of things might be getting kicked to the surface. We know that with awakening, these energies are pushing us to release, anything on the karmic level, traumas, whatever it is that we need to work through. Is pushing them to the surface, and they get very heavy within these energies too. And the soul is powerful. Your soul is a powerful force. And if we're holding on to things, trauma, karma, it starts to get very, very heavy and dense in these energies. And we become more aware of it, or, you know, might be getting triggered in some type of way so that we can heal certain things for our ascension and for our awakening. So powerful frequencies that we're in day one, right? We'll see where we're at on the 9th. Now this is powerful too, because I think it's very important that it's coming at us with this 9-9 porthole. That first blood moon eclipse, which is a full moon in Pisces, also is very, very powerful. It has a lot of Arcturian energies coming with it, so also a lot of galactic energies, but it's a destined theme because it aligns with our North Node in Pisces, which I never understand why they're backwards, but they are. It's just how they come at us. So first eclipse is going to anchor us into higher timelines and like put us in the right trajectory and make sure you're aligned with your destined path moving forward. So if you got a little lost, it's okay. The universe will course correct you. If you're real lost, you're going to notice that as, you know, big things happening. If you're kind of, you know, in alignment, maybe not so much, it might be a little more subtle. And then of course the next one, we'll get into that later, is going to happen very close to the equinox, I noticed, but it's a very clearing one, right? It's a very kind of, we'll say South Node clearing kind of eclipse as well too. And the equinox is powerful. We're already in the energies of the equinox. We start to receive them like 3 weeks prior, and you want to be working with them. It's a good buzz. Your magic's going to be turned all the way up. You should be feeling good. But however, we've talked about if there's things that you need to release, heal, or ways you're out of alignment, you might be, you know, dealing with that or having things you need to heal and resolve come up too. But in alignment, you're going to be feeling really, really good in these equinox energies too. So a lot of powerful energies coming at us this month. We want to be making them work for us too, and kind of, I say, leaning into them. Very powerful energies for awakening, DNA activations, light body activations, and just upgrades in general. And of course, manifesting, right? My favorite, the healing and manifesting coming up. Okay, we're going to get started doing, I've brought angels, and you guys can read more about this on my website. I was putting posts up all morning about it. Okay, Angels of Atlantis cards, just to see what is going on. Make sure you've shared this out. Make sure you are checking out my website. You can do anything in my shop all of the time. Anyways, I do most of my work on there, even though people think I'm on Facebook, right? But I do most of my work on there. It's what I do. Check out the healings that I have on there. I'm an energy healer. I have a ton of healings, clearings, and activations. I also am a psychic medium. So I do one-on-one, I just call them reading sessions with you guys. You guys can do the phone calls or healings as often as you need them. Check out the classes that I have. I have so many classes on there that'll help you. If you're needing, you know, Reiki or Sikhem certification, I do that too. I teach Reiki classes and I teach Sikhem. And make sure you guys have shared this out. We're doing Angels of Atlantis. If you're able to sign up and be a supporter or send PayPal donations or stars, please do. It helps to keep this page going. So always needing them. So if you're sending stars, you're going to get a psychic. I'll try to give you a psychic shout out, but you guys can always send them just because. Okay. David Curtin. Okay, Zachiel, romance, and I love it because it's the candles too. This is an amazing time to be, we're talking about relationship healing, and so we're in a powerful Sirius gateway, but we're also in that Venus gateway with it too, right? And so it's bringing up things, and it's meant to take us higher, to a higher frequency, to open up. As a collective, we're doing a lot of, in case you didn't notice, karmic relationship work. Your entire life is a tapestry of it, right? And I was explaining to someone, your lessons just keep going. You could change people if you guys want, but it's going to keep going. Your lessons and what you're healing, what kind of karmic patterns you're working through, and everything kind of within love. The universe wants us to let go of and clear anything blocking our relationships and love life so we can actually go higher into these, we'll say, unions and things like that too. So powerful energies. There's a lot of relationship and love life healing that's happening, and also upgrades happening that you're going to notice. You're probably going to feel them on the energy level we talk about, but they're going to be reflected in the physical in your actual life. So this could be like going to the next level with your love life, with your relationships, bringing higher templates down here onto earth, because we all started out with these pretty bad karmic 3D templates. Just like every other 3D template, it wasn't built to last. They were just kind of lessons that we moved through to get into the 5D and to activate and bring online and bring down into the physical 5D templates and blueprints for all areas of our life, literally. So these 5D blueprints and templates are starting to play out and taking you into higher levels, and this is a love life message. Okay, we're gonna do Hastings Shannon. Zadkiel, gratitude. We always talk about the crown chakra and staying in gratitude, having a rough day, it happens, right? Shift your focus on the little things going good, where you're at in that moment, because a lot of times we stress and worry about things that have happened 5 minutes ago, or what we think will happen, right? 5 minutes from now, and it's not always reality, or whatever it might be, but you know what I mean? So it'll help to shift your entire frequency. And then it's also a way that we can get spiritual and actually be happy that we're here and thankful that we're here, and like see, you know, the bigger picture of things. And it can really, really help with shifting our vibrational frequency, but connecting us with the divine. This is why we pray. And this is why we learn how to shift our energy into a state of gratitude, knowing that it's, you know, a powerful way to connect spiritually, or to connect with the divine. Crown chakra work. Sometimes when your crown chakra gets closed, started out closed for everyone, I always remind you guys, we begin to really open it with spiritual awakening, and we start to really shift our energy. This is why you see a lot of people that are working on their chakra system and working on their energy start to go into these higher states, and naturally begin to really, you know, begin to see things through a different lens, and to really, you know, embody that, being in a higher state of gratitude, being thankful, and being happier. This is why we do this spiritual work too, and things like that too. So crown chakra work. Rhonda Lowe. Once again, crown chakra 2, Shamael, serenity. So when we begin to really bring this awakening down into the physical and work on our spiritual connection, we feel a lot better. I talk about walking your path with the divine and a lot of faith and feeling good about things, and, you know, and then we can surrender more. We don't have to stress and worry, because, you know, your ego isn't really in charge, right? Like we think it is. But how many times have things not gone your way, and probably in a good way, right? And so we learn to surrender. And when we're navigating from more of this 5D space, or this 5D level, we kind of allow, yes, we do the work and realize we're manifesting our reality, but we also are co-creating with the universe on a bigger level, and can allow things to unfold and just kind of surrender to the process and trust the process more too. So when we're asleep, or, you know, in this, I call it a controlling, right, ego kind of state, thinking, you know, this will happen or this has to happen. And when you begin to awaken, you begin to shift out of that and open your crown chakra and begin to kind of surrender to the greater flow of the universe, and be more open to whatever direction it's taking you in, especially if things are changing on your path, but to feel better about it. This is like inner peace, cultivating that, feeling better about things through your spiritual awakening and connecting with the divine. We have to bring this down into the physical. Spiritual practices help a ton with that too. Making space, like doing energy healing and taking care of your energy. This helps to clear negative, lower emotions and energies that we have a lot of it coming up within the frequency rising, and things happening on the energy level, things like prayer, meditation, you know, saging your energy and your space, all things spiritual. So we're being guided to get more spiritual and to turn towards the spiritual and to learn how to take better care of our energy. We're going to feel a lot better. So, you know, not taking care of our energy, not feeling great at times in these higher energies, the more we're taking care of ourselves on the energy level, we're going to feel a lot better as we're navigating a lot of intense energy. So I did another video, which I'll put up later, and I was talking about, it felt a little slow, the energies starting out the year, like different frequencies, and we were adjusting to the energies too. Things are going to begin to move very, very fast the last 3 months of the year. We're going to move through the equinox, and of course we're going to end things up with the summer solstice, and things are going to move very fast. It's taking us into a higher frequency. We're going to get bombarded with so much energy, right? The last 3 months of the year. So it's taking us into a higher frequency. So we're at this place right now, okay, like talking, you know, September just started. We're going to be in a much, much higher frequency by January of 2026. The energies are going to continue to intensify and to climb, and we're going to be able to receive more energies, and we need to be able to hold these energies and bring them down into the physical, because when we're not doing some type of energy work, we tend to be more tired, burnout, having a harder time integrating them. I always say the energies amplify how we're feeling within, and so if we're not feeling great within, we're really going to be not feeling great within or whatever. So we have to learn how to master our own energy and to hold this higher frequency so that we're feeling better about things too. This is where doing the inner work, which we all have to do on a spiritual level, comes in, so that we can clear out anything negative internally, so that we can, hold this higher, more positive frequency too. Crown chakra work, connecting with the divine. Let's do Sarah. Jophiel, liberation. I love this card too, because we could say the eagle sometimes represents Sirius energy too. Okay, we have the symbolism, right, of certain things. So this is freeing yourself from things that are holding you down. We're talking a lot about how Sirius energy is very, very powerful for helping us to release, whether it's fear, trauma, literally karma, things that we need to let go of. Or I always describe it like everyone was living very unconsciously until you had a spiritual awakening and kind of on autopilot. That's what we call it, sleep, right? Manifesting unconsciously, not really aware of certain lessons and patterns, but kind of playing them out. So when you have a spiritual awakening, usually you wake up and your life is like a mess. I always say it is. And slowly you're going to begin to do this work. We call it the ascension path, the ascension work, and you're going to do better and better the more you're kind of working on yourself, working on your energy, working on your life, and you slowly begin to untangle yourself from I describe it like a spider web, like a karmic web of people that are connected or attached to you, and karmic connections that you've been through, whether it's family members, past relationships, friendships that were not serving you or that you're done with, and you're kind of cutting the cords kind of energy. This is like cleaning up your energy field and cutting your cords energy from things that you've been through in your past prior to your awakening that still might be affecting you. So we go through all of these lessons and they imprint us. And, even when we're with someone in a relationship, we merge energy and pick up imprints from them, and it permanently changes our energy. This is why I see so many people that have been through a relationship and maybe it wasn't great. They begin to repeat that in future relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic either. It's because of the karmic imprints that we pick up along the way. So we've all been through karmic experiences and traumatic experiences that have imprinted or left imprints in our energy field. This is why we need to cleanse and clear them and things like that too, and kind of begin to let go of things. This is freeing yourself from your past. This is like liberation, and I talk about that as ascension being the ultimate liberation to, shift out of lower timelines, negative patterns, karma, and things like that, so we can kind of ascend or rise up out of it. So to truly shift into the 5D, we do a lot of letting go, releasing, and kind of clearing work as well too. Decluttering your energy field and letting go of anything still weighing you down. We've already been through the experiences, most likely. It's things still that we're processing on an energy level or healing from some of the previous experiences that you've been through that are still weighing heavy on you or weighing heavy in your energy field too. So you've probably already let go of things in your past, but fully letting them go from your energy field too. This is how healing helps on the energy level so much. Let's do Lena. Good morning, Gabrielle and Grace, and this is amazing. So I brought these archangel energies to kind of work through this, and all of the archangels have specific qualities, I always say, and so do we as humans, by the way, and we're learning to embody that as part of our spiritual gifts and stuff like that too. And so this will help you with how you're showing up and walking your path. This is about, for you, this message, showing up in your highest frequency, because this is going to help you to attract higher frequency energies, people, and experiences into your awareness. We know from going through the lower, when we're in a lower frequency, like attracts like, and we attract people that aren't good for us and things like that too. So as we're kind of, we'll say, going up in frequency and doing this is frequency work, it's healing work, and as we are, we're going to have better experiences and better timelines and keep going up. So every time you're letting go of a negative habit, pattern, right, something not good for you, and it could be subtle things like, we're being guided to clean up all areas of our energy and our life and everything like that. And as you're kind of doing that, you're going to really spiral up and ascend and end up on higher timelines too. So this is about continuing to walk your path like you are, but in a higher frequency, and make sure that you're showing up in that higher frequency for yourself. You're doing this work for yourself to have a better, we'll say, obviously frequency, but life too. So just really navigating things from this higher frequency that you're continuing to shift into for you. Let's do Gloria. Honey Yellow, courage. And I love this too, because this is facing our own fear, which some of the negative things that we've been through, we've unknowingly manifested, right? Soul, higher self, right? For ourselves as certain lessons so that you could get rid of the fear. That's a lot of what we're doing. One of the biggest things that holds us back is obviously fear within our field or fear-based thoughts and things like that. Because if you're sitting there and fixating on, something you don't want to happen, there's a very high chance if you're focusing more on a negative probability than the positive, the negative will play out. And so we're learning, I talk a lot about the power of the mind and going through this inner alchemy and transformation to cleanse, to purge out serious energy, to cleanse, to purge out negative thoughts, beliefs, patterns, fears that are still, I always say, active, whether in our field or in our mind, because sometimes this is the biggest thing holding us back too, and to trying to clear some of this stuff. So, you're always thinking about what's going to happen next. Could be any situation in your life. If you're thinking, this is probably going to go bad, most likely it will. But if you're sitting in a positive light, right, putting things in a positive light, and I like that because the word light is coming through. If you're seeing things in a positive light, the positive situation is going to happen instead. So it has a lot to do with doing that inner work to release deeper fears or hidden fears or not going there, and learning how to shift our timelines through shifting our thoughts so that we can have a better life, I always say, right? So this is healing fear. Some of this might be active in the mind, and usually, especially when we're going into higher frequencies, it can amplify whatever's going on within us too. Could be thoughts in the mind and negative beliefs or negative programming still active, which we're all working on clearing like a millennia of it, or even root chakra work. And when we unpack our root chakra work, especially going through a spiritual awakening or kundalini awakening or activation, all of this stuff comes up, I was saying, to the surface. And so when we deal with our root chakra and these energies are hitting our chakra system and our energy field and things are coming up from each of the chakras, we need to work on the 7 chakras within the body, like big time. When it comes to the root chakra, which I always say a lot of light workers need to work on, there's a lot of like stored fear in that one, maybe karma that isn't fully resolved, or even ancestral stuff. So root chakra work helps, and then being very aware of the thoughts you're having. Let's do Isa Ramos, Metatron, Mercy, and I love Archangel Metatron is amazing we're going through a lot of, I talked about September brings major light chakra activation and upgrades right now too. Some of these energies are hitting our body, but also our light body. Okay, so we have a spiritual body. So when our physical body isn't doing good, we can say sickness, falling apart, that's a reflection that your spiritual body isn't good. They're kind of like a double. So when we get sick, it's also a sign that we're not strong enough. I don't want to like mess this up, but we're not strong enough spiritually. So we need to do things to strengthen our spiritual body. Things like getting a lot of sunlight, getting a lot of nature, healthier foods. So we see, and I always use this as an example, like if someone's in active addiction, whatever that might look like, and we can have many forms of addiction. Some of them aren't all drugs and alcohol, but someone in active addiction, usually we see very, very fast the body begins to decline, right? And because it's a spiritual body as well too. So we want to take better care of our physical body. And when we do, this is helping with the light body. We want to do things that are really good for ourselves to make ourselves spiritually stronger too, to strengthen our spiritual light body too. That's all you're taking with you. Like I always remind you. So we're actually doing this work to prepare us for the next stage of our journey. That's what Earth actually is. It's a space where we work on ourselves spiritually to kind of prepare for the next phase of the journey, which we're all going to go through later. We want to continue to work on our light body. In fact, this is the only place that we can work on that. So this is why we come to Earth as well too. So I said eating better foods, taking vitamins, taking better care of the physical body, as the light body is always, while we're here, tethered and anchored to our physical body and kind of a reflection of it too. And so, we need to learn how to kind of work with the light body. It's receiving a lot of light through the physical body, activating the light body. So a lot of people notice as you're clearing the karma, toxins from the body, trauma, you get a lot lighter. We're talking about raising our vibrational frequency and shifting into or stepping more into our light body too. So this is what begins to happen with awakening. And I feel going through this process, we actually clear the entire density of the physical body and shift into a light body form, like more lighter, right? Into these higher frequency energies and higher dimensions as well too. So take good care of yourself. This is why self-care is so important. Doing things to upgrade and activate your energy field. And of course, light body activation work is so, so important. Let's do Sam T. Michael, transmutation. A lot of times you're picking up, especially I was talking a lot about being an empath, being psychically sensitive. You're picking up on a lot of the energies around you. People are all day long anyways. Could be having a conversation with a stranger, hanging out with a friend, spending some time with your partner. You're always absorbing their energy and little bits of their energy and frequency. And some of you guys, if you're in, I don't want to say negative situations, because even if you're around very positive people all the time, you're absorbing part of their frequency and energy, and you got to run it through your body, and your body tries to get rid of it. It's not your frequency, it's not your energy. And when we hold on to a lot of energy that isn't ours, we actually get sick because it's a different frequency kind of energy. So even positive, this is why sometimes you guys are noticing when you go through a spiritual awakening, it can get a little tiring, peopling. If you're around really negative people, even more, right? So you're needing to also keep your energy clear. We need to all of the time anyways. We're filtering a lot of energy through us, through our interactions, living on planet Earth, picking up collective energies and things like that, ascension energies. We're learning that we need to take better care of our energy and clear our energy more, especially if you're going through an awakening, because generally you get more and more psychically sensitive. This is a good thing, by the way, right? You're able to tap in and pick up on knowledge and transmute a lot, but you're also picking up on a lot of energies. Keep your energy clear. You're probably a natural transmuter. That means that negative energy sticks to you like a magnet, and a lot of empaths are like, well, I don't want that. Like, it just happens, right? And we're all like that. It's like you're a psychic sponge and you pick up on a lot. So this means that you can probably read energy, okay, or read people's moods, but you're also picking up on a lot of the energies around you or even within the collective field. This is why oftentimes a lot of empaths are really feeling things. Like some of you guys can tell things before they happen on a collective level too. Some of you guys are like, because you're able to pick up on that collective energy very, very easily, it makes you probably a little bit more psychic than the average person, but you're also picking up on energies at all times, whether this is just from the people around you or even on a collective level. Let's see. Jennifer Thies. Raziel, faith. This is crown chakra work and really keeping your crown chakra open. I talk about this a ton and kind of embodying that, because when you actually, and you can't fake this stuff, when you actually feel secure and good and trusting the universe and, you know, working with the divine, you start to understand things on the greater level, but you kind of see the bigger picture of your journey and you show up a little bit differently. Whether this is more confidence or just having more trust and faith in the process that you're going through, this is what it's about too. We have free will and we can choose to be spiritual or not, but the universe wants us to find our way back, like spiritually. Like we descend, we go through all this illusion here on planet Earth, and you know, we have that choice to awaken and to really anchor back into our spiritual connection. So this is like having a very, very strong spiritual connection and nurturing that and working on that and leaning on that. Especially Earth can be a hard place. There's going to be challenges that come up, things you got to move through. I didn't see that coming. I could name like 10 different examples, right? You got stuff coming up. It can just hit you anytime. But when you have that spiritual compass, you can move through things really, really fast. And when we're disconnected, we see we're kind of a mess. When we were asleep, we're a little bit of a mess, and it was very hard to move through the same stuff. But with that spiritual connection, you can easily move through things very, very fast. So that's the crown chakra and relying on that spiritual connection. Let's do Linda Ward. Jophiel, meditation. Make sure that you are meditating. I always say generally we do 2 meditations a month if people are into it, right? I have one up for, I've put up all of my blood moon stuff, which is going to be a powerful moon too, because you know it's an eclipse, full moon, eclipse, blood moon. I have a meditation up for the 9th that we're going to do a video meditation on my shop if you guys are interested. Powerful to come together and do some type of group healing meditation work too, but to make sure you're doing meditative practices. This is something that I have to fit in my regular routine, but it'll help you sleep a lot better. It'll help you to bring that spiritual frequency into obviously your energy field, but also your home and kind of connect. It can be a powerful way to clear energy or to release energy or just to connect to spiritually. So make sure that you're meditating. I always say there's so many good meditation channels on YouTube. Crystal Ramirez, Sandla Fawn, love. So we have a lot of Venus energy in the air, and this is helping you to heal, whether it's old wounds around love, doesn't matter, relationship status. We're healing everything blocking us from love, because that also is our blocks from the divine, I always say too, and kind of opening up. Love is not something someone gives us, like a present, right? Like, it's not something someone gives us, it's something we need to embody and vibrate at that frequency too. So this Venus energy is helping us to open our heart, but also to shift into those heart chakra frequencies. And there's all forms of love. You guys have probably experienced, hopefully, many on planet Earth. Could be love with your pet, love with your children, love with your parents, love with a romantic partner, love with your friends. I could go on and on with this list and kind of embodying that. So we learn a lot and sometimes navigate different forms of it. And all of them are very, very, very powerful. So really shifting into that higher frequency of love, letting the walls down, traumas, blocks, and anything kind of in the way of the heart chakra. Stacy D, Michael, patience. I love this because I've been talking about the pyramids a lot. Sirius and the pyramids and things like that. Okay, have patience in your process and how things are unfolding. Ego is always like, I don't have what I want. It's lack, right? I don't have what I want. Things aren't happening fast enough. My life isn't how I expected it. Your soul knows that, because it is your soul actually manifesting all of this for you. In your life, everything is perfect. You can just slow down a little bit. You can even rest if you need it. Things are unfolding exactly as they should in your life. Like, everything is perfect. And people look around the world a lot. That's something I hear a lot. Like, the world is so bad. And I could go on and on with this list. Actually, it's perfect. We need everything the way it is. Maybe not in your life, but some people do, right? Everything is unfolding as it should right now within the awakening. People need certain lessons. We're not all having the same experience, obviously. And there's things in place because there's a lot of lessons happening for different people as well, too. So a lot of people are like, you know, things should be like this, and they get very headstrong. And like, with enlightenment, you kind of relax and you're like, the universe has everything under control. Everything's as it should be for whoever needs whatever they need within their lessons. And you kind of learn how to pull back and get less political, right? And worry more about your path and how it's unfolding. And then you kind of be like, okay, this is the divine plan of my life. And I love it when people get into the victim programming of the 3D, because you actually planned out the majority of your life like before you came here. So while we're like, this is going terrible in my life, and you know, it's not going my way, it helps us to work on ego, right? That's the ego of the struggle of it. But actually, you would have sat down in such great detail and planned out many, many experiences that are in your life plan, with who, what contracts, with what people, down to your lovers, your family, and everything. You went through great detail to pick out a lot of this. I call it a life plan too. So your life plan is unfolding exactly as it is. And the ego loves to judge, like, people should be doing this over here, like the God, right? They should be doing this and that and living their life like this. And then we learn how to kind of shift out of that 3D ego state of, I call it judgment, right? And things like that, and more into, okay, we're going to align with our soul and focus on, you know, my own lessons so I can accelerate and evolve and level up. And you kind of start to see the world in a different way. Now, part of awakening is seeing the problems, whether on the planet or your life, but we learn that everything is always unfolding as it should, and it's part of this awakening, as we call it, and energies rising and things kind of happening with it too. So this is a relaxing, surrendering the ego, because part of going to any next level or having a spiritual awakening is the ego will spin. I call it purging, right? It will purge, it will spin, and it will, that's a clearing process. So maybe you're going to a higher timeline, and right before that, here comes the ego, right? Like, everything's not going good, and it comes up and rears its, I call it its ugly head, right? Or things like that. But you're actually probably going to level up. But at different times it can kind of come up because this is our struggle. It's like the ego tries to pull us back into the old and the 3D, and it's like trying to take you backwards, and your soul's like, no, we're going this way into the 5D. And at times you might even feel like there's this tug of war between, I always say, your old life, your old self, and where you're actually going to end up, and kind of trusting the process as it's unfolding. Once again, lots of crown chakra messages. Doesn't surprise me. We're connecting with all this. So we talk about galactic light from up here. This is crown chakra work. So we have to let go of all of the old 3D beliefs and programs and everything they've taught us, basically going through society, and it's going to come up. So we have to face them, and it starts to question things, and start to really form new beliefs that are a little bit healthier and more aligned with the 5D. But of course the old ones come up at different times so that we can heal them and let go of them too. So this is like ego work, and kind of letting go of the many layers of ego that we have to pass through on our path of enlightenment or healing, and kind of relaxing. So this could be like if you're doing too much and you just need to rest, you can, right? Or slow down. And like someone was saying, and this is true, we're not designed to live like this. So sometimes we have a lot of like anxiety and fear and nervous system problems and things on a collective level that we're actually be designed to go a little slower, and things like that too. So even if you just need to slow down or rest, or you're having old stuff come up, just understand that it's part of the process for this person. Okay, I'm going on that note. Have a beautiful day. If you guys do need me, I've pinned a couple healings I have specifically for this Venus series portal too, but I'm around if you need me on my shop. Have a beautiful day, and if you need me, just go ahead and book me on sparksthedivinelightshealing.com.